This is The French Revolution by Connor Spedding, James DeSantis, and Paul Stromberg. Enjoy the video. The beginning of the French Revolution begins with the throning of King Louis XVI. Many people wanted a democracy, a government that is run by the people. A large portion of France's population was poor. Most of the poor people were becoming hungry because of a lack of bread. This was one reason for the start of the revolution. France's revolution was also known as the Bloody Revolution, as you will see why later. In the first over-violent act of the French Revolution, a crowd stormed the Bastille on July 14, 1789, freeing its prisoners and seizing the armaments stored there as well. The Bastille's fall signaled the emergence of the partisan crowd as a potent political force, a force that not only was central to the revolution, but also defined French political life for centuries after its conclusion. King Louis XVI came to power to start the revolution and married an Austrian woman named Marie Antoinette. The faces of France slowly brought France to its downfall. Marie Antoinette was known for her extravagant wardrobe and jewelry. Marie was spending money that they did not have. King Louis was not really focusing on what needed to be done. The Estates General was called by King Louis XVI, and soon thereafter the Declaration of Rights of Man was written. The women of France bombarded the Palace of Versailles because Marie Antoinette was accused of hoarding the grain. Soon after that, the King and Antoinette were forced to move from Versailles to Paris. The Declaration of Pillnitz was later signed by Austria and Prussia to keep the French monarchy. Shortly after, King Louis XVI was put on trial and found guilty, and was later killed in way of the newest killing method, the guillotine. The killing of King Louis marked the start of the terror phase of the revolution. His wife was put on trial and killed as well. One Frenchman with the name of Maximilien Robespierre came to the forefront of the revolution. Maximilien met royalty when he was a young boy and read a poem for the king and queen. Once Robespierre became older, he became the voice of the revolution. Robespierre took charge of the people and expressed their ideas. As I said earlier, the French Revolution was also known as the Bloody Revolution. This was because many people started seeing others as threats to the new republic. People would be getting arrested and killed if they said one word bad about the republic. The French people had police spies going around and looking for people that were saying things that offended the new government. Anyone that was accused of something had a quick trial and was sent to the guillotine to be put to death. The guillotine was the main source of killing during the French Revolution. Exhibited in the back of the classroom, the guillotine was a wooden structure where the victim's head was chopped off by a blade that quickly closes down on the subject by way of a string. The subject's hair was to be cut before they were killed. King Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette and even Maximilien Robespierre were all killed by way of the guillotine. Many gathered around the structure while people were being killed. The guillotine idea was brought about by Joseph Ignace Guillotin, who wanted to bring about a more humane way of death. Thousands and tens of thousands were killed by this mechanism for many different reasons. The revolutionaries literally threw the monarchy out of power during the French Revolution. The people wanted a government that was for the people and ruled by the people. To assure they achieved this, they had to throw the monarchy out of power, and they did just that. The people created a document titled the Declaration of the Rights of Man. This stated rights that all men and women should have, but they still needed to take control of France. By doing so, they killed everyone that was against the new republic. The effects of the French Revolution were an end to the monarchy, a new sense of nationalism, and a more secular country.
Inequality, the relics of feudalism, revolution in France. All the three states should know favoritism, revolution in France. La liberté, égalité, fraternité, a revolution. La liberté, égalité, fraternité, a revolution. Don't want no taxes, I'm paying too much. Let them eat cake, we had a banquet for lunch. bread. Bread off with her head. It went from 8 to 12 in a year. Exactly what impoverished peasants had feared. The royals cheered. Ha ha ha, there's more for us. There was a famine, the peasants wouldn't pay. Bad malnutrition, tooth decay. They went from famine to Napoleon's war. You and me to start a revolution. We will not take this poverty anymore. You and me to start a revolution. From the tennis court to start a constitution. Revolution in France. On July 14th, we started the Bastille. We showed them revolution in France. La liberté, égalité, fraternité. French Revolution, month of August 1789. No feudalism, Declaration of Rights, August decree. Swept away to estates. Women of Paris marched down on the side, carrying weapons. The French king they defied. You give us bread, or we'll stab you dead. A new constitution with limited monarchy. It was a bad time for France. We took on Austria war in the spring. Europe fighting by a revolution. We're not taking it in the 16th this time. Tension heightened by a revolution. Radical political mobs unite to start a revolution in France. Reach the sunken lord of the Paris community. Demanded revolution in France. La liberté, égalité, fraternité. French Revolution. La liberté, égalité, fraternité. French Revolution. Walk, scaffold, baby. Guillotine was going crazy. Take heads of kings and ladies. Europe on for the invading. Walk, scaffold, baby. Guillotine was going crazy. Robespierre, reign of terror, did it for the public safety. I want your loyalty or I get my revenge. I take you out until you're abandoned hands. Don't want no church, Catholicism's dead. No room for God, worship reason instead. Revolutions and revolution in France. I should get along with one's name for times and seasons. Revolution in France. A revolution. The terror ended and the Robespierre gone. Was this the ending of a revolution? Families of a new directory rule. Could it be a permanent solution? Directory and legislature filled with revolution. Revolution in France. Well, I guess it war to cost even more than the solution. Revolution in France. Ooh la la, cuckoo, coup d'etat. Ooh la la, Napoleon's here.